It's the roll up, it's the vibes, it's the college football preview show with your boy, Uncle Silk, and I'm with two legends, Ahmmon Richards, Kenny Shaw. What it do, fellas?
I just pulled one of your moves. Look,
Hey,
what
Y'all
the
just took my
hell?
bird, man. My hand rub? Y'all just gonna take my hand rub like that? That's how y'all
Hey, I
feel?
thought that was AR shit.
That's AR shit?
Nah, here's the clap. Here's the clap. I don't know what the hell.
Ah, man,
Every
that's my
week you do
hand
that.
rub.
Every week you do the introduction, I'll be like this, like, oh, I don't know what the fuck to do.
You just gotta do
he's
something with
like,
your hands, man. Something, Big
Oh,
show today. We got a few guests. You guys have two top 25 teams. Florida State at 5, the Miami Hurricanes at 17, and I'm in not even receiving votes right now. I don't think, but nonetheless, we here about to have a great show. Before we get into the show, real quick, we got a lot of guests. We got Andrew Ivins from 247 Sports pulling up to kick it with us. We have Andrew Wilf from Vanderbilt Hustler.com coming to vibe with us, and also Damien from Roanoke Times coming to talk to us about some Virginia Tech. And Joe Hamilton from Georgia Tech, former Georgia Tech quarterback, gonna be kicking it with us to talk some Georgia Tech Miami. So eventful show. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna, make it as quick as possible. Try not to make it a 2-hour show. But what was y'all week like, fellas?
it feel like you ever seen a movie and that shit, it just don't end. It's just like one of them weeks, man. I feel like Saturday about 2 weeks away. I've been on today's what, Wednesday? Today Wednesday?
Not
Today
today,
Thursday.
Thursday, for sure.
Hey, I've been on
Don't take me
Thursday.
back a day, bro. It's been a
Yeah, that's
long week.
I've been
yeah,
on Thursday for about 2 days. So, it's a long week, but we grinding, man. When Canes will get that dub this weekend. So it was good, man. Be the best team in the state of Florida. It was good.
I don't know about that. Nah, like he said, it's been a long week. That's why I'm already anticipating college football in the couch. That
Just vibed out.
combination, right? Is that I shit. A fun fact: I ain't did a workout or touch weight since my son been born, and I started at 5 a.m. this morning. So
Ooh.
that's my new routine. So
Today was
I'm
your first day
tired.
back?
Look, yeah, first day back touching weight in 2 years. So
So you're gonna feel that. You really gonna feel that like
man,
Saturday, Sunday.
no, I felt it every bit of after an
Nah, wait till
hour after.
Saturday. Wait till Saturday though.
That boy ain't gonna
Like
No,
walk.
Saturday I'm going golfing. I got to get
you
these
think you
juices
going
going.
golfing.
I'm got to
You
get this blood going, man.
I'm gonna hit you up Saturday morning, see how you feeling, bro. But it really you like then tomorrow you're gonna be sore. But Saturday, that second day, you know what I'm saying, post workout after not hitting the weights for a while, that should be the Dickens, man.
Boy, AR, you know how them front squats is, boy. Oh
Mm,
my,
mm, mm, mm. I'm not gonna lie, boy. You used the wrong technique. That's all fact. Let me tell you. I know it's been a
nah,
while.
it
That's
just
all
like I
fact.
said, 2 years. Look, my workout just been golf.
Now that's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I really feel for you because Silk right though. I ain't gonna lie. Saturday.
I'm telling you, bro. That's when it's gonna set in, man. Saturday. It don't hit you right away, bro. We was
Man,
talking. Last time, like when we got off the show, we hung out a little bit and was kicking some game, and you
mhm.
guys were arguing about who had the best release out of the both of you as receivers, man.
Oh, definitely me,
Bro, I'm telling you, like the film of the releases I be putting on some of y'all favorite corners is crazy.
bro. The
You
thing
know,
is,
if I don't get the ball, that's the crazy part. Like I just
I think the reason I coach and develop receivers so well is because I was just such an artist at little things, bro.
what see like mentally, like that's where I won at line. Before the ball was even snapped, I won. Like I already know I got
I'm putting somebody on you right now. He's stopping all that.
crazy. I'm gonna tell you something.
Jordan stopping all that.
Who?
He
Who?
said, "Jordan,
LaMarcus Jordan stopping all that release.
He too little. He's too little.
ooh,
Hey, I'm telling you, look, I'm
Six
telling you.
two. I'm 6'2". I was 195. Like I'm, you feel me? Like I'm getting up in that pop. Yo,
Hey,
yeah, that's crazy.
I saw your
That
main
was
release
that
too.
was that
I
was
saw your
nuts. I ain't
main
gonna lie
release
to you.
too.
what my 1-2?
No, your main release is that split release.
Mm.
Hey, look,
Look, see, listen.
I am a
I put it on
technician.
film. I put it on film And then when the DB come out, right, and they expected that, like I'm 3 steps ahead, you know what I'm trying to say? I'm like Kyrie, I just react. I don't even know what I'm playing at the line. I line up, so based on what you do, I'm just reacting every single time. It might be a 1-2, it might be a diamond release, triple step. I might just go. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
it's really
No,
natural. I don't
hey,
even.
you better know based off what route you got. Shit. That shit all changed with certain routes.
Mm.
Yeah, but when I was on the team, like with Mark Gray, like the way the offense was designed, like we didn't really run too many routes. It was just slant, pitch.
What y'all route was?
Bro, it was an 8-yard stop route, a 14-yard comeback inside, slants, and go. Really, that was it. Dig here and there on 3rd and 10 or 12. Ran a couple of those versus Florida State too.
Oh yeah, Silk. I got that boy beat with releases. Silk, I got that boy beat with releases. They only did 4 routes.
I might give you the releases though. I might give you the releases, but as far as like
a crazy route tree right there, bro. With 4 of them things.
But winning the route is like, you feel me? Like winning the route is just like something that, bro. Like
yeah,
I had a high ankle sprain. Was the only time someone actually was able to guard me, like full on, like stay with me. I had a high ankle sprain. I played the next week versus North Carolina.
Man, I be telling them jits, I be like, man, if these DBs don't see you when you come out and be like, nah, I don't want to go, or they be like whispering, you ain't doing nothing right. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what height, size, whatever it is, if they don't be like, man, shit, like I gotta come correct with this, then you ain't put.
I don't think no DB like before the game was thinking like I'm finna go lock him up. But after that first play, and they see them how I'm coming from play 1, bro, I can see the energy change. It's just like
they get nervous a little bit.
It's a long game. I see it in the eyes, bro. After the first couple plays, especially on run plays, you give them some. Yeah, all of a sudden the eyes this big. They're like, oh shit. Yeah, man, finna give me some all game. I'm going all every play. Even on run plays, I'm giving you something just to try some. See what you like out there. See if you're aggressive.
You can't be a good coach mentor, man. Look,
I could be, but the thing is,
you see that? Hey, that just I be telling them sometimes that too.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't. Hey, AR, I need you at the next camp in April just to get a test out to see if you like it.
All right, let me know where it's at. I'm gonna try it out. I always told myself, I'm like, bro, can I be a good coach, bro? I don't know. But
man, hey, I ain't gonna even lie to you. Hey, Silk, over the years doing them camps, like I invite some of my homeboys or teammates, whatnot, and after the camp, them boys will hit me back up like a couple months after, be like, bro, like I'm back home in my city coaching now, like I love this shit.
Yeah.
And it'd be crazy that you don't even. I don't know. It's weird how you jump into it though.
But you know what I think it is more so than anything, bro. Like I still feel like, well, I know, like if I throw in the pass right now, I'll go route somebody else. I can really ball.
Oh, right still now. Got it.
Hey,
so that's why I'm like, damn, like
I'll tell a motherfucker on the truth standpoint, like I'll give you 10 plays. I can't give you no season no more. I ain't gonna. That's a whole preparation. That's a whole mind switch. Like I give you 10 plays max, and I'm gonna win them.
I give you about 2 quarters.
Be out of breath. Hey, I'm
total right now. Hamstring gonna give out by 2nd quarter, but I'm gonna give you about 80 yards in a probably a third.
I'm gonna give you a motivational speech.
Hey, Silk, you ain't hopping out there. Silk, you ain't finna lock nothing up.
Nah,
bro. I'm gonna be honest, man. My son be routing me up type shit, bro. I ain't got like I'm out of there, bro.
Nah, hey, see, that's why I'm doing my 5 a.m.s because I gotta be.
Bro, it's just you gotta choose your battles, man. I don't know if you guys seen it, but this summer I was out in North Carolina, bro, and we got some guests. Get my guys, y'all waiting in the chamber. We're gonna get right with y'all and get to some big 3 matchups with our guests in a second here. But over the summer, man, we went on a vacation with the family. We was out in the Carolina mountains, and my son challenged the whole house, bro. He just woke up one morning bored, and he was like, I'll smoke everybody in this house. He just walking around talking trash, and I really didn't want to race him. And then I kept telling my brother, I don't want to do it, especially not up that hill. But he just keep talking trash. I got to. Yeah. And we split. You know, like I was sore the next like week and a half after that, bro. Like I felt that the rest of the summer. So I learned that up there in North Carolina
Boy.
that, you know what I'm saying, I got an N with a W. I won the last race, and that's where it stops at right there, bro.
Nah, so hey, I'm gonna need better. Now I'm gonna get AR in the coaching, and I'm gonna
Okay.
get you into. Hey, you gonna do more than that.
He hit
Oh no,
that
no,
dream that game.
I'm with the shenanigans, bro. I'm just saying, like, I can't go out there and give them nothing. You talking about y'all talking about a play or two, bro? No, I
No,
ain't
yeah,
got
no,
nothing.
100%. That's the thing. Like, I still can give them an example, but I'm not gonna give them the full
Oh, I can coach them
recipe.
up. No, I coach them up. Yeah, yeah. I take them. I go out there and show them the game of what I know. You feel me? Like, we be out there getting it in, footwork
But AR
stuff,
talking
routes,
about
all
a
that.
half. Hey, a half. Hey, boy, you gotta think about that. That shit. You got warm ups. You might not make it out of warm ups
I ain't gonna lie.
with the adrenaline. Look, with the adrenaline.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna keep it a stack. The more most be pressure, bro. I was my worst game, bro, was Syracuse, bro. I had like 4 drops, bro. Honestly, it was all concentration because I didn't practice like that entire week, bro. I got to the game for warm ups. I died. I promise you, my legs was felt like
Hey,
they weighed 300 pounds. I'm out there struggling. Now I went
hey,
for 100 yards, but I couldn't even like. After I make a big play, I'm so gassed that I can't even like think straight for the next play. I'm
man,
huffing and
hey,
puffing,
them
but you know
damn,
the crowd keep you in it,
yeah.
so the crowd going
Nah, them
crazy.
damn fans gonna be booing me. What I'm gonna present. Hey,
No doubt.
they gonna be thinking it's still like back in the day. I'm like, nah, this shit.
It's different. Hey,
No, I
you
don't know,
got
but you know what? I think I'm too much of a competitor to like
listen,
give that though. So
listen. That's what you need.
that's
That's
why I
what
try
you
to
need.
find a nice happy medium because I already know old girl. Hey, I just
I got a
remember.
question for you, bro. I
No,
got a lot of Jameis questions, bro. That's just my shit. I'm
oh
a Jameis
Lord,
fan. But like, what's up with Jameis workouts? He be dead ass serious, or like he be
bruh,
bullshitting him over the summer when he do
bro,
the workouts?
that man is like he's similar to me. He goofy, but he works.
Got
And
you.
sometimes people might not know you serious until you actually balling. And that's
Right, right.
Jameis. Like people be, that's him, bro. The man from goddamn a town of 300.
Yeah,
He
that's
he
crazy.
no, literally 300.
Yeah, that's wild, bro.
I used to like
And but that just always been him. Like at first, when you meet somebody new, you be like, this shit different than what I'm used to.
Yeah.
But that's him. You know what I mean? Over the years,
Yeah, one time we gotta get Jameis on the show in the off season. Let's get the show rolling. One
definitely.
time for the great folks at State Farm Insurance. Visit AlanHorneInsurance.com. He's a State Farm provider. Also, a former pitcher of the Florida Gators. If you're in need of home insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, or any financial services, give him a call at 706-692-2888 or visit AlanHorneInsurance.com for all. If you're in the states of Florida, Georgia, Alabama, or Tennessee, I almost forgot the states. We're going to kick it with our first guest, my guy Andrew Wilt from the VanderbiltHustle.com. We're going to talk a little Vandy in Florida, man. Y'all coming to the swamp. Y'all ran down on us last year. Andrew, how you doing, man?
Doing great. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm a senior in college studying history and business, loving it at
Oh,
Vanderbilt. It's my 4th year here, but my favorite part is writing about Vanderbilt football and basketball. I know we got the better end against the game against the Gators last season, and we hope to do that again this season. It's going to be
hey,
exciting.
Hope
Andrew,
not.
no
Hope
more
not,
nice
Andy.
guy. Tell him what y'all gonna do.
yeah,
Say,
man,
hey,
run
ain't no
down.
hope.
Tell them you gonna
Ain't
run
no
down.
hope. Ain't no hope.
Don't let them hype you up, Andy. Don't do
I
it,
have
bro.
to say, I know the Gators have some troubles with the rush defense right now. I know Ray Davis ran all over you guys last week, but the Swamp is not a place you want to play, and that's where I'm worried for the Commodores. You look at
That's
our
who beat
offense.
us last year with you guys, Ray Davis. We can't get rid of this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He
Our
hunting us,
offensive,
bro.
yeah, our offensive line is not where it should be, but it's going to be really exciting to see what happens at the quarterback position. Just to let you all know, Ken Seals might be taking the nod at the QB1 position. AJ Swan had an
Mm.
elbow contusion. He was the start
Whoa.
heading into the year. Just Mike Wright was the guy last year, goes to Mississippi State, and now it's AJ Swan, gets injured in the UNLV game, and then Ken Seals has been the quarterback. He started against Missouri, only 1 interception, and he's a very type of clock manager, game manager type player, and it's going to be interesting to see how he does.
Like, what's his skill set? I know I was gonna ask you a bunch of questions about AJ Swan. He's out the game. the backup quarterback. What's his name again? And what's his skill set? Is he like a dual threat guy?
We don't know if Swan's out of the game yet. He's on a pitch count the past 2 weeks. Seals started last week, so we don't the coach hasn't said who's gonna play yet. I predict Seals to play. Seals was the starter in the 2020 season under Derek Mason, and he really struggled because
a minute, boy. God, Derek Mason.
He's a senior. He really struggled, but he's really come into his own. He said on his press conference last week, I know I'm talking to some former student athletes. He wants to be more than just a football player. And when he came into Vanderbilt, all of his identity was just connected with football. And he's really found himself. So he's a leader. He's a locker room type of guy. One thing you lack that A.J. Swan brings is arm talent. He doesn't quite have the arm talent, but he's more poised and plays more within himself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I need him to play within himself this week for sure. I don't need him to go anything crazy, you know what I'm saying, and extraordinary.
Yeah, that sounds like a field day. So sound like a field day out there in the swamp.
Yeah, man, we need a bounce back game, but I don't want to count my some chickens before they hatch, bro. Because Charlotte game was an ugly affair, right? So and then Vandy beat us last year. I'm respecting everybody right now. I'm just keeping it a bean with y'all, bro. I ain't talking greasy. I am humble, like last week was ugly. I'm respecting all my foes, bro. I don't want no problems, man. But what do you feel about you guys got a 2-back system, but y'all been struggling running the ball? What do you think is going on with the run game?
Absolutely. I think offensive coordinator Joey Lynch could be doing a better job with really developing the running from more of an I formation. I think when you're running a shotgun on a 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2, you kind of put yourself in a position that's very hard to gain those first downs, especially when we're not winning in the trenches. I also see players like Cedric Alexander, a true freshman who was really, really solid out of high school. I expect him to be getting more carries. Patrick Smith and Cedric Alexander are the 2 running backs, but I expect Cedric to be getting more carries this weekend.
And Will Sheppard is your go-to wide receiver there. Tell me a little bit about him and how do you think they incorporate him and try to get the ball in his hand? I think he's your most electric player.
Absolutely. Will Sheppard is one of those big body type of receivers. I relate him to a Laquan Treadwell in college, if you remember him. He was a guy that was always really big body, but kind of struggled creating separation against the cornerbacks, but always a red zone threat. He had 2 touchdowns in the first 3 games, which was a Vanderbilt record in the past 10 seasons, I believe. And he's someone you always can look for with a 50-50 ball, red zone guy. And I expect him to be drafted in a 2nd day or 3rd day type of guy. And I don't want to forget about Jaden McGowan. He's your slot gadget type of guy, and also London Humphrey is a true freshman. I'd say Vanderbilt's strongest position group is the receiving room.
That's what I like to hear.
It ain't gonna work out for y'all. It's gonna be loud. It's homecoming, man.
We'll see.
Should be.
You probably thought the same thing last year when Anthony Richardson and co came to Nashville, and you never know. Clark Lee's a really solid coach, I do have to say.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna tell you something. Me and my brother was about to fly out to Nashville and check that game, and last minute I canceled. And I told my brother when we were setting the trip up, I was like, man, I want to go to a game I know we're gonna win. And, in Nashville, I haven't been there. Perfect time, and then I canceled, and then we lost. I was like, bro, God was looking out for me this week for sure.
You'd like Nashville.
What's up?
You'd like Nashville.
I've heard great things, man.
Yeah.
I've heard great things
city.
about Nashville.
It's the 2nd largest growing city in the United States behind Austin, Texas.
How you like the vibes out there? We'll get back to some football real quick, but what do you like about the vibes out there? Like night scene, college scene is a good college town, or is it just? I heard some rooftop party, adult type things, but as a college town,
it's unbelievable having the ability to have the academics that Vanderbilt offers, also, and then having the ability to have Broadway, which is the downtown of Nashville. Really great bar scene. You're right next to Nissan Stadium, which is where the Tennessee Titans play. They're going to be making a new stadium. So much growth and a lot of opportunities. Memorial Gymnasiums or basketball arena. It has that elevated court that everyone talks about. Really fun place to go to school. There isn't really a college bar type scene because it's more of a city school, but you do get that opportunity to explore and see a lot of things within Nashville.
Somebody in the comments said the white Atlanta.
My little sister go to school in Nashville, so I really like Nashville.
Yeah.
Where does she go?
Meharry's dental school.
She likes it?
Nah, well, the thing is, my grandparents live in Murfreesboro, so it ain't too far. So
Right.
I like Tennessee in a sense. A little
Yeah.
nice getaway.
So I'm actually originally from New Jersey, and I always wanted to be a flight away from home. And I thought Nashville was that perfect flight. You get that southern feel, but it's not too southern, if that makes sense. I still feel like I
You got
don't
your
feel
boots?
lost in New Jersey.
You got your boots?
I don't have boots, no.
Oh, come on, man.
I also
from
don't
Jersey,
say
bro.
no yet.
Man
I've
from Jersey, he
had
ain't getting no
grits.
boots.
I've had grits about twice in my life.
You don't like them?
Nah, I don't.
Oh my gosh! Hey, I guess the Southern do run it.
How did
if
you
it's
cook
in
them?
you.
Did you put sugar or salt in it? Just curious.
I think sugar. Is that
Oh yeah,
wrong?
that's where you went wrong,
Oh
brother.
hell no, man! You got to throw some butter in them things, man.
That's where you went
I
wrong,
just
man.
like
Hey
just like
Andrew,
an
Andrew,
sandwich on a pancake.
if I'm in Nashville, I'm gonna take you to a country spot. You gonna eat fish and grits.
Okay, I'm in.
Mm.
Hey Kenny, somebody told me you talk like Charleston White, man. I cannot unhear it,
Who
bro.
is that?
You know who Charleston White is?
Hello,
Oh my God, a
If I
social
seen a
media
picture,
legend.
man.
Yeah,
Hey, that's
he's a
crazy, Kenny. I'm not gonna
social
lie.
media
I'm
activist
here now.
for the culture. All right, man. Let's get back to some football. Tell me about
Yeah.
C.J. Taylor. I think your best player on defense. He has 40 tackles, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Should I be worried about this guy?
Absolutely. He's a guy that if you see in a blitz package, he's going to go right at your quarterback. And the reason being, if you look at the highlights from, he had an Sports Center top 10 play last year when he wrecked the Missouri quarterback, Cook. He's a guy that is really good aggressively. The only thing when you worry about him is when he commits so much with the blitz packages, sometimes he gets lost in zone coverages. Another player I want to point out that's very solid is DeRicky Wright. He's a safety that sealed the win for Hawaii in the Hawaii game. He had 2 interceptions, including the game-sealing interception. He's been dealing with an ankle injury, but I expect him to be back playing this weekend.
What's your strongest unit on the defense?
That's where we get. That's where there's some question marks. I would say our safety group with DeRicky Wright and C.J. Taylor. I think something I really worry about is our pass defense, more with the cornerbacks. Tyson Russell was injured last week. There's Martell Height and BJ Anderson that really have been exposed this season. You expect secondary coach Dan Jackson to get his act together this week and help Vanderbilt alleviate those issues.
Okay.
Brady Cook had a career day. I think he had 400 plus passing yards last weekend, which is quite concerning.
Oh man, we might get murder merch this weekend then.
Mm-mm.
400. That 400 sound good, Kenny.
Nah, I don't see it.
You
I don't
see
think
it?
your quarterback's quite at that level, though.
Talk about my
I agree
quarterback
with
like
you.
that, bro.
I agree with you, Drew.
I think my quarterback could go for 400 on you, bro. We may not, you know what I'm saying, but I think he can. We'll find out. The spread is 18.5. We may just score 18 zip because you guys haven't scored in the swamp since 2017. So it may just be 18 zip if we get into our field goal bag again like Charlotte. But what do you feel about the spread? And tell me, what does Mizzou have to do to win the game?
Vanderbilt. What Vanderbilt needs to do
Why
to
did I
win
say
the
Mizzou?
game.
Vanderbilt.
Similar colors. Vanderbilt needs to set the tone out early. We always say in football how important it is to have a good run ability, right? Because once you can run and get a second and short, then you can develop the play action pass where Will Shepherd, our big body receiver, can get the ball. You get him 100 plus yards, then you have a good opportunity. You also think about complementary football, taking care, ball security. In such a hostile environment like in Gainesville in the swamp, you really need to focus on ball security. To do that, don't throw errant interceptions. Take the sack. Rely on the best punter in the SEC and Matt Hayball. And then defensively, don't overcommit. Don't be doing defensive pass interferences. And then on third and longs, don't be playing too soft shell, too high safety defenses, because then you're going to be exposed in a pretty experienced Florida team. I know that's a long answer, but those are my three keys to victory.
I like it.
So, do you like to win? Yes or no?
Here we go.
No, I think Vanderbilt loses.
God damn,
21-7.
I'm glad you didn't give
I've
no
been
ammo,
watching
man.
Vanderbilt football, but I don't think it's fair to myself to say Vanderbilt's going to win, and then they end up losing by 30. I think it's 21-7. No one really does anything much offensively, but Florida maybe has 2 interceptions that help seal the victory.
I don't know. I'm neutral. This shit, what I seen last week, man, I don't know.
Relax, Kenny. Relax.
Hey, I don't know.
We're at
Drew,
home, dog. Home. We got the
I
juice,
can tell you,
baby.
Ray Davis is an NFL running back. The way
but
he
Drew,
If they had Ray Davis, I'd be nervous. But they
hey,
beat
Drew,
us
you
last
gotta
year
look
with
at
him.
it.
But
You gotta
this
look
year
at
we
what they
straight.
did versus Charlotte, like what he said, Drew. I don't know. Y'all might got a chance.
Yeah. My Vanderbilt fan says 24-21 Vanderbilt wins. My real
Don't let Kenny talk you into this, bro. Don't do it, man.
Keep it going.
That's what my heart says.
Yeah, no, don't do your heart. Keep it
24-21.
professional.
And also, mathematically, Vanderbilt is still playing for a bowl game. I know they do have to play Ole Miss and Georgia and all those powerhouse teams, but you never know.
I'm gonna ask you this question, man. Like, as a Vanderbilt fan, right? Like, you
Yeah.
know you're never gonna win a natty, right? So, like, what's the big thing for you guys? Just making a bowl game and the campus is lit. Like, what's y'all thing y'all try to accomplish every year? Because winning the SEC, all that shit is far fetched.
It is showing a sense of growth. I mean, to think about where this team was 2 seasons ago, they had 0 wins under Coach Derek Mason. I think Clark Lee's trying to develop a program that has great recruits. Barton Simmons is pretty much Vanderbilt's general manager.
Shout out to Bart, man. I had him on this show before, man. When he was in the 247 days. Yeah.
I think something you run into with Vanderbilt is I think there's a GPA limit when you recruit from high school. And I think that's something that you might lose. I think that's something that will probably never change. But the goal that you should aspire to be is maybe try to be like a Duke or a Stanford. Similar type of academics, but also have very solid athletics. And that takes new construction. They put $300 million into the athletics facility. I think that's really exciting. I think it's going to take 5 to 10 years for Vanderbilt to be like a perennially ranked team like Florida is, or Florida State, or Miami, 3 teams that the main teams in Florida. That's the answer. Putting money in the program, showing you really care, and then also just developing these guys. I think we're not the type of team to get one and dones transfer portal because you can't do that when you haven't developed the culture. So it's culture building, and that's starting from the ground up.
So NIL, you guys are Steel. You guys are like what? Steel City or something, right? Is that what you guys do? Is that like the Vanderbilt? They're
What, national?
Yeah, no, like Vanderbilt, like just the university, right? What?
Liberal Arts College.
Okay.
Liberal Arts University.
Okay. So when it comes to NIL, right? You guys have like a collective or anything like that? You know, I need you guys
the anchor elective.
Guys, you know, so we can start upsetting Florida a little bit more often. You know?
Look at this guy, bro.
Yeah, Vanderbilt has the Anchor Collective, which is an initiative that signs Vanderbilt athletes for NIL contracts.
You need no NIL. NIL ain't the problem. I'm telling you what the problem is them boys getting them GPAs to get in there. You know what I'm saying? They can't go to Carol City and get and get these Anquans and Tyrones, bro. You need a 4.9 to get into Vanderbilt and crazy test scores. The academics is crazy, bro.
Now that's crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was like a academic driven school.
Yeah, big time.
Well, you see, Colorados, they quickly changing it up too. Because
I think also. Sorry to interject. I think it's to see how Dion motivates these players. If I was a player, I would want to play for Dion. Former player, maybe the greatest cornerback ever.
That's all y'all need. It's it ain't too much, but it is a lot because it's like, are y'all ready to throw in something that's so different than what you guys have seen?
We need Vanderbilt good. I need an easy game. I need y'all to shut up, bro. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I need an easy game in the SEC, bro. Like
5-star running back.
Shit's tough.
Get a couple receivers out there, man. I like to see it. I like to see it.
I don't need none
Andrew,
of
we've had great players like Jordan. We've had Jordan Matthews and Jay Cutler and great players that have gone through this program.
Yeah,
no doubt. No, Vanderbilt, Jake.
I just want to see the recruits on the sideline in Gainesville say, "Damn, I want to go to Vandy."
That ain't gonna happen.
That's how much I get. Okay.
Hopefully Saturday.
All right, let me get you. Like, what's your score? I'm gonna give you my score, and then we're gonna get my man Damien on here to kick it and talk some Virginia Tech football. But what you got for the score, man? You said 24-21.
No, I said that was my optimistic. That was my optimistic guess. I think Florida wins 21-7.
Okay. So you don't think we cover? I think we gotta get back to our identity or find the identity this year. You know, the game we beat Tennessee on and with the upset, we ran the ball very well. first half of that game, we was hitting on all cylinders. You know, like everything was flowing. After we even figured out special teams and found a kicker. Both games that we lost so far, you know, you look at the Utah game, we couldn't run the ball. Same thing you looked last week, we couldn't run the ball versus Kentucky. So we got to get back to, you know, being able to run the ball. Trevor Etienne's dinged up right now. He's questionable for this game. So you may see some more of Webb, the freshman. But yeah, we just got to get back to playing, you know, run like pistol runs, you know, and play action, and off of that, that's what we got to get back to, and find somebody else outside of Ricky Pearsall. You know, we find him a lot. Caleb Douglas' injury, he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. So we got to find other playmakers. Eugene Wilson is still dealing with that collarbone. He received some contact this week, but I still don't know how many plays he's going to play. So we got to find playmakers, get playmakers the ball. With 7 out, that just takes a lot out of the run game. So I just want to get on top quick, you know, score some points, get some confidence. I think the building going to be full by 4 p.m. It's homecoming, so everybody's going to be hyped. They ran for 14 yards last week, total. You know, and then they got quarterback injury issues. We should come in, shut down the run, and make that quarterback have to make long third downs in the swamp and get up out of there. 18 points is where it's at. I think we should cover. I would never bet with Billy at the helm, just because, you know, that's where he'll shut down and sit on the lead quick. So I definitely wouldn't put my money on it, but I do think we cover this game. And I want to get up, you know, and maybe see Max Brown, my backup quarterback, get him some reps. We didn't get to see him in the Charlotte game because we didn't take care of business. And you know, I just want to see what he can do with his legs, if he could provide a different spark to the team. You never know. I think Graham Mercer's been playing good football, managing, but we haven't had enough explosive plays. This is also a game where you could try your young boys like Aiden Mazzell, Andy Jean, try to get those guys, those young boys that are going to be better athletes probably than the Vanderbilt guys in front of them, even though they're freshmen. So get these guys out there that could run some good routes. They may be a little green with the playbook, but this is opportunity time. You got playmakers out, and we're just, you know, with the offense we're running, we're very pedestrian with the yardage that we're picking up. We got to find more explosive plays. We're not disciplined enough to drive a ball. Like, we make too many mistakes. You know, it's only a certain amount of plays before we get into a spot where we just blowing, you know, the down and distance and getting into scenarios where we can't get ourselves out of. So we got to get more explosive. And this is an opportunity to do that. I think South Carolina will be an opportunity to do that as well. Both of those are must-win games for Billy. We're trying to get to 7. As y'all can see, if you anywhere on social media, like, the media been on his ass. The fans been on his ass just about how the offense looked, the unorganization of everything. So it's a lot to fix this week. It's a lot to work on, man. It's a young team. We got the youngest team probably in the country. A lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores, but, you know, that's one thing with being young and making young mistakes like Dijon Johnson did last week. Is another thing with being just flat out unorganized and just missing tackles just looks crazy to me. I thought I was looking at Grantham defense out there. So another thing too, I want to play young DBs. You know, I was disgusted by some of the tackling last week from my corners. Jalen Kimber, some older guys, you know, they just, you know, weren't coming up doing the job. Put Jakeem Jackson on the field. You know, start Devin Moore this week. I listened back to the show, and Kenny was saying some real shit when he said, when you take losses like that, you want to see some depth chart moves. Like, and he was right. Like, those type of games where it's a lack of effort and a lack of want to put a helmet on the helmet. You gotta, like, bench players. You gotta move something around. Something's got to shuffle. Some accountability has to happen. So, depth chart doesn't reflect that, but we'll see how the snaps play out during the game. But that's all I got, man. I'm gonna go 34-10. I'm gonna give y'all 10 points, bro. I'm gonna be nice. Yeah, bro, 34-10.
What you got, AR?
What you got? Give me your score, bro.
I can't wait till Sunday, boy.
Bro, worry about yourself, bro. What you got for the score, dog? Need Georgia Tech to make it ugly in Atlanta.
I think Florida get the win. I think it's gonna be like 24-13, some odd like that, you know. But I don't think Vanderbilt get the win. Only because Florida at home, though. That's it. that home field advantage, you're right. It's a little different.
If we was on the road, I'd be nervous. We lost to them on the road last year, so
yeah, I give you.
We suspect on the road.
Stacking here tonight. No lies, no lies.
What you got, Kenny?
You know, I always got to go against y'all.
Hey, man, feelings mutual.
17-10, Vandy.
Ooh,
17.
Love it.
ooh.
Upset alert.
Mm.
Transfer portal rocking.
Mm.
Players leaving.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Fuck out of here with that. Hey, we appreciate you for hanging out with us, Andrew. Tell the folks where they can find you at, man.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I'm on X, formerly known as Twitter, Andrew_Wilf. Also, if you go to VanderbiltHustler.com, you can find my page. I might go into sports journalism after college. I'm not quite sure yet, but I know I love the way sports brings communities together unlike anything else. And I know I want to stay in sports fashion, and I love it. And I really appreciate being a guest on this show, and thank you so much.
Nah, man, thanks for it. Was hell trying to find a Vanderbilt writer, bro. So we appreciate you for coming through and hanging out with us, bro. All right, man.
Thank you.
Take it easy. Man, we kicking it with Damien Sordelett from the Roanoke Times. Am I saying that right? Roanoke?
Roanoke Times.
Roanoke?
Roanoke.
Roanoke?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I still got it wrong, but you just want to tell me. How's it going, man? We got Florida State, Virginia Tech. I need you to lie a little bit with me. I know you might not be feeling confident, but I need this. I need you to like work with me so I can make Kenny a little nervous over here, man.
You know,
I'm only nervous if we playing there. That's a hard place to play. I've always had death matches in what is it, Blacksburg,
Virginia. Yeah.
Man,
Hey, I was at my sister was a student there in the late 2000s, and I went with her to the 2007 game in Blacksburg. And I think Florida State went through 3 quarterbacks in that game.
Yeah, we played there in 2011 on a Thursday night, and that was probably the top 5 hardest stadiums to play in.
Yeah, Inner Sandman just hits a little different when it's at night. Though this is my first trip to Tallahassee. I'm looking forward to it. Granted, I'll say this: every Virginia Tech player will be making their first trip to Tallahassee this weekend because of the ACC's unorthodox scheduling. Because unless you're a 6-year senior who happened to play as a freshman, you've never been to Tallahassee before. So the war chant has been played probably ad nauseum this week at practice so they can get used to it. And it's been played at probably DEFCON 10 because it gets loud there. And
oh, shit. And y'all, hey, we about to convert some Hokies. Y'all, hey, I'm not going to lie. When y'all do feel that energy in that stadium, you're going to be like, this shit is pretty cool, you know?
Yeah, I always wonder why the ACC didn't make that a more
They
regular.
can flip everybody, bro. Like this guy, man. You think everybody want to be a Florida State fan, man.
Just saying.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, but I also don't know why they've never played on a more regular basis. This is only their 5th regular season meeting since Virginia Tech joined the ACC. You would figure you would want when Tech joined, you would want 2 of the better teams in the league playing against each other on a more frequent basis. So I know times have changed. Mike Norvell's done a really good job in his 4th year of building that program after some uneasy times in the first 2+ years. And Brent Pry's on a similar trajectory in terms of rebuilding the program, not going as heavy in the portal as Norvell has gone. And Norvell has a knack for finding the guy out of the portal that will, do an excellent job. Keon Coleman is a guy that comes to mind who is probably going to be the top wide receiver Virginia Tech will play this year. The dude's an absolute stud. And Tech's cornerback group has not been tested at all this year. No offense to Pitt, Marshall, Rutgers, Purdue, and Old Dominion. Coleman and Johnny Wilson are just 2 freaks that have the ability to stretch the field, be physical at the point of the catch, and it'll be a test for Dorian Strong and Mansour Delane for sure.
Now you guys have what D-top defense, passing defense. I would think in the ACC, right?
Yeah, that also helps when you can't stop the run. I mean, Virginia Tech entered ACC play allowing 175 or more yards in every game this season. until Pitt, couldn't run it, and Phil Dracovic just announced tonight he's moving to tight end because he doesn't want to play quarterback anymore. So Tech got after him, but that's the reason why no one needed to throw the ball because Tech wasn't stopping the run. And you saw against Pitt last week, 7 of Tech's top 8 defensive players on PFF were all defensive tackles, and they all set season highs. So those guys came out and played mean and aggressive, and they're going to need to do that because you got to fit the run against Florida State. Florida State doesn't run the ball a ton when it comes to number standpoint, but Trey Benson is a workhorse that when he gets lathered up, he is hard to bring down. And Tech's going to have a hard time having to stop him if the run fits aren't there, especially from the second and third levels, because Tech's getting healthier at safety, but they're projecting to maybe start a freshman in Mose Phillips at free safety against Florida State. And you have to be very disciplined against them because if you go to the wrong fit, guys going by you and going to the house for 6.
It's a perfect game for Benson to get out of this slump a little bit.
Well, Benson also had a slow start to last year, if you remember. They weren't giving him the ball a lot. And then once Florida State got on that winning streak to the end of the season, he was getting 15, 20 touches a game. And then that's when he got 100 yards, 150. That's when he started, racking up the explosive plays, racking up the monster games on a consecutive basis. And like you said, this might be a good time to do that, especially when you're wondering, is Jordan Travis really healthy after that hit he took late in the first half against BC? And so this might be a game where if you can establish the line of scrimmage and get the running game going, you're going to prevent Jordan Travis from taking unnecessary hits. And that could be a key for Florida State, especially if they find success running the ball early.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, we're right.
Go ahead, Kenny.
No, you're right. It's almost like it's right on time because that's one of them things, we talk about championships. You got to have both. And our running game has been very under par, I will say. And that's just coming from a fan perspective and even perspective of just playing the game. It's just we got to get that going, and that's the part that I'm most nervous of with us is our run game. So hopefully,
but I'll also say Florida State I don't think has hit its peak yet. Florida State has not played its best game of the year yet.
Try to tell these boys, Damien.
No, I said
you look
y'all
at that,
only played one good half so far this year, bro.
Yeah, they messed around with LSU for a half and then just flipped the switch.
Right.
Southern Miss is not a good Sun Belt team. And then, honestly should have beaten BC by 40.
Yeah.
But turnovers and, Travis not being a 100% will do that. And then I'll say the most impressive game so far for Florida State is going down to Death Valley, a place that has notoriously been tough for FSU, most less any ACC team to go down there and win, and Florida State did that. Granted, Clemson gifted them, a missed field goal there and having a scoop and score allowed. But, you have to be lucky a lot of times in a season. And I think Florida State has done that and pounced and taken advantage of those situations. And that's why everyone here in Blacksburg's been saying, this is going to be the toughest test of the year because you're facing a team that's old, you're facing a team that's good, and you're facing a team that knows it has the caliber of athletes that can win the ACC and put itself in position to play in the CFP.
Yeah. Tell me about the transfer quarterback from Baylor, Kyron Drones. He had 5 touchdowns last week, dual threat type of guy. What's the read on him?
Yeah, Jeremiah Byers' half-brother. Fun note if you guys didn't know that.
Yeah, Florida State offensive tackle, correct?
Yep, same father, different mothers. So they finally figured out what works best for him last week. Because if you look at the numbers, he was throwing the ball 67 times in his first 2 starts. Granted, that was a byproduct of having to play from behind, but his strong suit is running the ball and getting those shot plays where the risk is fairly minimal. And that's a type of offense that Tech has had success with in the past. If you go back, the '90s, Maurice DeShazo 93, Michael Vick in 1999. You look at Tyrod Taylor when he was first getting his legs underneath him at quarterback. Even you look at Hendon Hooker before he transferred to Tennessee when he was at Virginia Tech. Those types of offenses, when you can tailor the running game, get your playmakers in space, and then allow your quarterback who's mobile, get a few runs in, force the linebackers and safeties to cheat up, then you can get some high percentage throws in. And that's what they did against Pitt. They got Bashal, Tootin, and Malachi Thomas on the edges with runs, with some tosses. They put some window dressing on a lot of plays. So it wasn't just simply inside zone handoffs and then drop back throws. They were getting him more RPO looks. They were getting him some more comfortable reads, I would say. And because you're spreading out the defense, that gives you opportunities to look over the middle to a Jalen Lane out of the slot, take a shot to Daquan Felton down the sideline. Those were things that you did not see against Rutgers and Marshall because it was still kind of a feeling out process. And the offense looked a little bit like what it did under Grant Wells before he got hurt. But now you're seeing Tyler Bowen tailor the offensive scheme to moving the pocket around, getting drones in, on the run where he can beat you with his arm and he can also beat you with his legs. And that's something that has really helped this offense, at least for 1 week. Repeating that's going to be a tough challenge because Florida State's not going to make it easy. But I think it's something to build on for, and it's a blueprint for how Virginia Tech can have success over the second half of the season.
What do you think the run to pass ratio got to be for Virginia Tech for this to be a successful? And the spread is crazy for this game. I looked at the spread. I was shocked with how big the spread was. Pause. But what do you think? Ratio wise, you guys got to do to keep this a game, make it manageable.
I don't know if you want to go full stall, where you take the full play clock down and then snap it, run it, and then try to take as much time off the clock per possession. But I think a good ratio would be between 40 to 50 runs and then keep it between like 20 to 25 throws. Try to take as much pressure off Jones' shoulders because this is going to be his fourth start. And his first two starts were at Rutgers and Marshall. No disrespect to Piscataway, New Jersey and Huntington, West Virginia, but those environments are going to pale in comparison to Tallahassee. Like I mentioned earlier, it's going to be an environment that, he likened his first start. When he was at Baylor, the first time he played was at West Virginia, and that was a rowdy atmosphere, but they're not burning couches in Tallahassee. They're legitimately getting loud there. So I think limiting his throws and allowing the offense to try to run the ball, get downhill, I think that's that's something that would be a success for Virginia Tech, especially if you can win time of possession for a second straight week.
Kenny, you got some questions? And folks probably I like drones, bro. If they gonna win, in my opinion, or just seeing what he could do when he get outside the pocket, it got to be with him. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the players to be able to go player for player, so they're gonna need him to play outside of his skull a little bit and outside of his body. You know what I'm saying? For them to pull off the upset, in my opinion, but. He does have something you guys struggle with, and that's dual threat quarterback. You guys struggle with guys that can lead the pocket like that.
Yeah, I was just about to ask Damien, what do he think they need to do to beat us? Like, what is our weakest? From your perspective, what is our weakest group on our team?
Oh gosh, the only reason Florida State ranks last in the ACC in passing defense is because it gets ahead and teams are forced to throw. So I don't really see a true weakness. I would say if you can try, losing Ollie Jennings in the second offensive play of week 2 to an ankle injury, it really hurt Virginia Tech in terms of its top receiving threats, but I think when you have a 6'4" guy in Daquan Felton who is getting better since transferring from Norfolk State, he gives you problems. And I know Miami fans probably don't like the name Jalen Lane after what he did to the Hurricanes last year with Middle Tennessee. I don't know if you remember, he caught a pass 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage and then went 86 yards and almost scored.
I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, you remember that, Mon?
Look,
Yeah, so I mean, Jalen Lane's going to have his chances. You've got to try to find a way to get the receivers in space. That's the only way you're going to be able to successfully move the ball, because I think Florida State will make a very concerted effort to stack the box. And they have the horses to go sideline to sideline and not allow Bashal Tootin or Malachi Thomas to get to the edge and turn upfield. So you're going to have to move the ball vertically and try to pick your spots. You can't just do fly routes, post routes. You're going to have to get creative with some crossing routes, try to get some mismatches. That's the only way Virginia Tech's going to stay in this game. And it's going to come down to defense. I know you guys probably ask me about this later, but Virginia Tech's run defense has got to make it another step, because you can't have misfits, because you can easily give up 200 yards and a half on the ground to Florida State, and they just can't allow that.
Yeah, I think with the misfit, it'll be like Kentucky versus Florida. So that's what I'm hoping for in our run game.
A lot of bad fits for us last week, for sure.
I'm hoping for, like I say, Benson to take a new leap, but I'm also very little factor of what people not talking about. I need a third guy at receiver to emerge, because eventually they're gonna start putting spies and sending extra help with two guys. You can cover two guys, but when it comes down to a third one, that makes the field a little bit harder to construct. So
who could be that third guy in your mind? You got somebody you like for it?
That's the thing. I don't fully know. Because while we're hyping the Keons and the Johnnies up, they got their identity. Our defense, we play some tough games, but I'm starting to think they getting their identity definitely in Deloach and Orlando guy Renardo Green in secondary. So I think the receiver group is not just two guys. You look at every great team, it's always three or four of them that's getting busy, and that's including the tight end or so. So I'm looking for more of just Keon and Johnny, because you look at the ratio of how much we throw to them, it is actually crazy.
Yeah. Is Dent back?
I don't know.
You don't know? I seen a tweet that said he was at practice. I'm not sure what his injury was, if he's fully back healthy.
The thing is, I think I rest him for a couple more weeks, just because of, like I say, the outcome of what we kind of know what the game going to be. No offense, but I think
24-point spread.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking that much, but
24 points. I was shocked as shit. Like, that's a lot of points.
Yeah.
You think they cover?
I was giving them like at least like 18 to 21. 24 is. But I guess, like you say, you coming out of Death Valley on a road win. You gotta be in that bye week with the biggest nuts in the world. You know what I mean? Like, not many people survive that place.
What's the keys to the game for Florida State for you?
Keys to the game is obviously keep Travis healthy. I think this week, if not, was the biggest week of his season, because of I know for sure he's battling something. Nobody plays healthy, but I think if he stays healthy and we have a good running attack, then those are the two keys to the game. Our defense is already kind of rolling in a sense.
Yeah, I need y'all to come out uninspired and sloppy after a bye.
Need that upset, man. I need that upset.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. Like, hey, I got trauma with Virginia Tech from watching and playing against. That Thursday night, we escaped at the end, but just that all-black game with I don't know what year it was with Taggart. I think it was his first game.
It was the 2018 opener last time Virginia Tech and
Oh
Florida
my
State
God.
played.
That's
Hey.
a swag surf game.
Hey, Damien,
Hey.
I ain't gonna lie, man.
That was crazy.
They had me hyped. Look, I'm watching all black. Look, I ain't never got to wear them jerseys. Then I turned that shit off halftime, man.
Well, did you swag surfing in your living room? Was you hyped
Hell
like that?
no, man. That
No?
ain't in my. Hey,
So Kitty was in there vibing crazy.
yeah.
That's how I knew it was over right there when I seen the swag surf. I was like,
Hey, I'm the one. I'm the dude in the
that looks
club.
orchestrated.
I'm the dude in the club. I ain't gonna dance unless Kodak Black.
Yeah.
But hey, Virginia Tech is definitely not a team. I've always been humble, I guess, with the opponents, but you never know in ACC play. I'm just happy that we off a bye week because I kind of got tired of watching Florida getting beat up and all this.
Okay.
Hey, why I'm catching strays in your talk, bro? What's your score, bro? Give me your score for this game.
I like it to be 42-14.
42-14.
42-14.
Yeah, Kenny. After a bye week, no slow starts. No.
Hey, man, hey, we feeling good. Look, you got to think about it.
You know
Norvell
they was partying. You know
don't
partying,
lose after
bro?
bye weeks.
they was partying, man. What do you call it?
Norvell record after bye weeks, he don't lose.
Okay.
And also, too, man, we got a team full of vets, man. You leave that to the young boy stuff, man.
Yeah, they've been on campus like 8 years. They tired of partying.
Yeah, hey, man, party gonna be there. It's Tallahassee.
Them boys got kids and like mortgages. They've been in Tallahassee for 10 years, man. They ain't partying no more. They just vibe. They locals now.
Hey, why you
What
playing?
you got for the score? Damien, what you got for the score, my guy?
I think 24-25, and it opened at 25, is a bit tough because there's always the opportunity for a backdoor cover. We've seen that a ton of times. I think 35-18 Florida State is where I'm going because Tech has shown this year it can string together stops on defense, and the offense can show some muster and get back into it. I just don't think Tech has the horses to keep up with Florida State. It'll be a competitive game, but I don't see Virginia Tech being able to sustain the offensive success it had last week. And there might be a time like it did against Marshall where you have 7 straight possessions where you punt 6 times and you lose a fumble. And plus, Kyron Drones has lost a fumble in 3 straight weeks. That's led to points, 17 in total. So, so I think it's going to be, like I said, 35-18. It won't be as close. The game, I don't think, will be as close as the final score will indicate, but I just think it's hard in this day and age in college football to cover 24, 25 points. I mean, heck, Georgia didn't even cover 52 points when they played a non-conference team earlier this year, and they won in the 20s. So it's hard, especially in league play. So I think it's going to be a little bit closer, but I think Florida State's on a mission this year to get back to where they were. I mean, Jameis's final years there and get back to where, they're one of those programs that everyone talks about on a weekly basis.
Already. Hey, Damien, tell the people what do you got for your score? Real quick, Amon. What you got?
I think I screw up even saying it, but I think Florida State, they gonna handle business, at home. If this was a away game, I might lie crazy, but I think they win 31-17. I think they're gonna have a slower start. Coming off that bye week, you'll be surprised. Guys kind of get like days ago, go through the motions. But second half, they gonna get back in their rhythm. They gonna turn it up a little bit. But it's gonna be a close first 2 quarters gonna be pretty tight. And then they're gonna pull away. So I think 31-17 is it pains me. It really hurts me to say that.
Yeah, I'm with you. That 24-point spread, I can't talk too crazy and troll.
Hey, on a positive note, Damien, hey, you're gonna enjoy Tallahassee, man. I'm happy that you going.
Yeah, I'm actually staying in Jacksonville and driving to Tallahassee Saturday morning because I can't afford $1,000 a night hotel on a newspaper salary.
No, hey, Hey, regardless, I'm just happy you going and just seeing history. You know,
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing the largest continuous brick structure in the United States.
seriously.
But
You're
okay,
gonna also
aside,
see a circus right next to it.
I'm
They
going to
do.
enjoy. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy the atmosphere. I covered Liberty football for the previous 10 years, and probably the rowdiest environment I saw was probably Arkansas last year before Liberty went out there and beat them. So getting a chance to see Doak Campbell Stadium is going to be, electric for me. I'm going to enjoy it, even though it's a 3:30 kickoff and you don't have that night feel. I'm still going to enjoy it. I grew up a college football fan, and it's going to be. I'm going to check one off the bucket list Saturday for sure, just to get a chance to be there and really get to breathe in the aura that is that stadium.
I'm gonna get you some gear too, Damien.
It's gonna stink.
Damien, I'm gonna get you some gear on the low, man. I ain't gonna tell nobody, man.
It's gonna reak when you whiff it in, Damien. It's gonna smell nasty, man. I promise you.
Hey, the only smell you're gonna smell is probably the horse shit from the
That's
horse.
the circus next door.
Hey, no, the horse.
It's a clown college,
renegade.
man.
You might smell the renegade, but I'm telling you, Damien, I won't tell a soul. I get you some gear.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, man. Tell the people where they can find you at, Damien.
You can find me on Twitter, now known as X, at Damien Sordelett. My work is at Roanoke.com with the Roanoke Times. Should have a story up tomorrow morning previewing the game, looking at the fact that most of these players have not even been to FSU before. Fun note, Chris Marv was there for 2 years as the linebackers coach in Norvell's first 2 years in 20 and 21. And I think he's got 8. There's 8 players who have started on defense this year that he coached during his time there. So he might have a little bit of insight on them, but I know they've developed more since then. So, I'm looking forward to it. And thank you guys for having me on. And let's hope we have a good game on Saturday.
Already, man. Good luck, bro. Pull off a miracle for you, boy. I need a good Sunday. All right, we're going to transition over, man. Y'all hit that like button, subscribe, comment, beef in the comments, ask us questions. We got the legendary Andrew Ivins, 247 Sports. Long time no hear, my guy. How you doing?
I know. I was thinking about that. It has to have been a few years since the last time I was on the roll-up, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute, man. We want to check back in. We haven't been covering a lot of recruiting since the games got played, man. We've been just talking a lot of football, but it's a big weekend for all 3 programs when it pertains to visit. We all got some big dogs on campus. I want to start it off just talking about Jeremiah Smith. That's for everybody. That's the biggest name in recruiting this cycle, and everybody's curious. He's at Miami this weekend. So what's the tea with this guy?
I think Ohio State's going to be hard to beat. I've felt that way, I don't know, ever since he really gave that commitment. And, seen him a few times in person this season, have interviewed him. I'm more in the evaluation side of things now, but just talking with him and the people in his camp, I think he really likes Brian Hartline. I think they see Ohio State and what the wide receivers have done coming out of there in terms of getting to the next level. And I think the decision is based on more than maybe just some NIL figure or whatnot. I've always gotten that vibe for them, and we'll see what happens. I think it's notable. If it's not going to be Ohio State, it's going to be, one of the 3 schools probably in Florida, unless, Brian Hartline were to get a head coaching job somewhere. I think that could kind of shuffle it up. But from a pure talent standpoint, we were having this conversation behind the scenes at 24/7 Sports. We always talk about guys like reclassifying and whatnot. I think of anyone in the 2024 cycle that, you could throw onto a field right now and play at the Power 5 level, it's probably Jeremiah Smith. Sometimes when you see these kids from such an early age, it's like you over analyze them, right? You start trying to pick apart their game, and every time I see him, he does something where it's kind of in awe. And he had that monster game against Bergen Catholic. Everyone saw what he did against Miami Central. I mean, he's the real deal. He's probably one of the best I've ever seen kind of in person.
If it wasn't Ohio State, out of the big three, do you think any one team leads for him if it was a flip?
I mean, this would just be speculation on my end. I think just kind of talking with Jeremiah, I think every one of these offenses has kind of given him something to think about. And I know Florida's offense has sputtered here as of late, but I think he looks around at the three schools and he kind of likes the situation. And with Florida, it's DJ Lagway. Like these top tier recruits, they know who these guys are. They see them on the 7-on-7 circuit. I mean, he knows what DJ Lagway brings to the table. Saw him out at the Elite 11 finals. And I think he thinks with Florida, hey, maybe I'm kind of a missing piece. Look at that receiver room. I'm a guy that can come in. With Florida State, Luke Kromenhoek, excuse me, still getting mixed up on that. I initially was calling him by the wrong last name for a while. With Mike Norvell and just the perimeter playmakers they have at Florida State. And then with Miami, you got Shannon Dawson in there now. The offense is finally humming. I mean, they're throwing it around the yard. So I don't know which one would be the one. I mean, I think you got to kind of follow the visits, and he was at Florida. Now he's going to be at Miami. I think Miami and Mario Cristobal have done an excellent job. But at the same time, I mean, look at Florida State. And I think what's notable about the Seminoles here in recent years is Mike Norvell's kind of planted a flag in South Florida, right? He's won some big battles down in Miami-Dade and Broward. So that's just kind of my read on it. I know that's not the answer you want. I really don't.
No, that's good information. I get a perspective of what he likes about each program and where he's viewing it.
I'll say this with Jeremiah. Like I asked him, and this never really got out there. I was after that Central game. I was like, hey, if any other schools besides like the big three in Florida try to get in this thing, and he said that Colorado had reached out to his dad, Prime.
Prime.
Yeah, but I didn't get the read that was that serious. But it's just, it's a cool nugget. Like that's how kind of Dion operates. They on
the low.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out on that though, Ivins. just cause, bruh. What do you think about Jordan Seaton from offensive tackle from IMG? He's visiting the University of Florida, which is a huge need for us. Offensive line is struggling right now. We haven't done the best with offensive line recruiting, even though we got 2 coaches at that spot. He's on campus this weekend. Like, what's the feel on him right now?
I mean, his recruitment is kind of wide open, and Jordan Seaton is a kid that we've been tracking and evaluating since he was like a sophomore up in the DMV. And when I went out to IMG's spring game, I texted our guys right away a photo of him. I'm like, this is Jordan Seaton, and they were almost shocked because it didn't look like him. He has completely reworked his body, and I think what stands out about Jordan Seaton is when we look at this entire 2024 class, like across the country, there are not a lot of premium offensive tackles. Like last cycle, there were guys, Francis Mauanoa, you had Kelvin Banks the year before. You have some guys playing as true freshmen. There just isn't really that blue chip talent. And I think out of all the guys, Jordan Seaton, now that we've gotten into the senior seasons, he's one we get really excited about. I think he's one of the few guys that could actually play left tackle at a high level. And I'm just fascinated to see what direction like this goes. He hasn't taken a lot of official visits. I mean, I said it this morning on my podcast, like Florida's the one school to me where it's like, all right, you got 2 O-line coaches, right? You're 5+1. You guys, in my opinion, kind of lack tackle bodies. Like that's what Florida hurts. Like this guy should be all in. And then, as I'm driving home, I was out at Traz Powell for a game. I saw that he'd set up that visit. I think that is huge for Florida. And I like some of the other offensive linemen they got in their class. Fletcher Westphal, he's a big body. I think what he's done as a senior as well. Mike Williams, who they flipped from South Carolina, I really liked when I saw him in Baltimore at a camp, and then he's had a good senior season. But no, Jordan Seaton, interested to see, because I thought Alabama, I mean, there used to be a time, and I always bring this up, this is kind of my go-to. There used to be a time when Alabama would get every elite offensive lineman at IMG Academy, right? You had Evan Neal, J.C. Latham, Tyler Booker, and then last year Miami swoops in and gets Francis Mauanoa, the Crimson Tide need help up front as well. So, and then the other one with him, and I'm not trying to like hype up Colorado or whatnot, but he went out there, and I think he's the one kid where it's like, all right, like I think he kind of connects with Prime, and Prime has never, since we've seen him at Jackson State and now at Colorado, he's never really got like a premier offensive tackle. That hasn't been in the cards. And I think he could probably play early on at Colorado. I think he could probably play early on anywhere.
100%. He definitely playing at Florida early on.
Yeah.
It's crazy. What do you think about, just speaking of offensive tackle, what do you think about Favorite Edwin?
He's an interesting one, right? So I think a lot of people probably look at his ranking and they're like, well, he's, I think he's our 127th offensive tackle. When he first came on the radar, he had not played any football, right? We're trying to evaluate like drone footage from like a spring game, and it's like 50 feet in the air, and he's wearing a big T-shirt, and you like can't even see his feet move around. What he has done, and he's playing in a lower classification there in the Peach State. It's encouraging so far, and then you get the measurements on him. He's got a near 7-foot wingspan, 6'6", 300 pounds, basketball background. It's easy to see why a lot of these SEC schools have kind of pivoted to him. And I think what makes Favor Edwin interesting in like this current era of where we got with like roster management. I mean, the NCAA has said, hey, there's no counters anymore, right? So I think Favor Edwin's a guy you can take, and if it doesn't work out, you can cut bait in a few years. On the flip side of that, with the transfer portal and the movement, everyone wants the premium tackles, right? Everyone is fighting for those guys. I mean, the kid from Rhode Island entered, and he had 50 offers, and he ended up at Oregon, and now he's starting for them at one of the tackle spots. So I think he's intriguing. I think he's got the talent. I think he's going to need some seasoning, but so far encouraging. And he's a guy that's going to move up in our rankings, and he's got a really unique story.
Yeah. We definitely need offensive tackles. It's going to be interesting to see, like how his recruiting plays out. Ny Carr is a recent decommit from University of Georgia. At first, there was, that was also a big three. Those two was in two teams out of the big three was in his sweepstakes when he decommitted. And I've been seeing a lot of crystal balls at 247. Shout out to my guy Steve Wilf. He put one in for Miami. What's the feel on Ny Carr right now, and what do you think of him as a prospect?
I mean, I love him, right? So Ny Carr is like a guy where we're kind of flying blind with, right? We don't have the night vision. Like there's no testing reference. There's limited multi-sport. I mean, he's a guy who like had a 5'9" high jump as a freshman, and he hasn't done anything since. But you put on the tape and what he has done as a senior, he set the Colquitt County all-time touchdown receiving record. I mean, it is awesome. He's been in an ESPN game. I think so much of like Florida State, Miami, Florida fans are all focused on what happens with Jeremiah Smith. And don't get me wrong. I mean, Jeremiah Smith, generational talent, but like Ny Carr shouldn't be viewed as some consolation prize. Like he's a guy that can step in any of these offenses and he's going to make an impact. I think he's a dynamic route runner. He can work inside, outside. I think if you're looking at Miami, right, you're a Miami fan, like he's a supercharged version kind of Jacoby George, who has, made some plays as of late. He was running that whip route in the Texas A&M game, I think, with Florida State, the big perimeter targets. He's a guy that you could play in the slot, move him around, dragging routes. You can run tunnel screens with him. And I don't know if Florida's involved. I think, Florida has done so well in the state of Georgia this cycle, and it would make sense to me for them to, quietly be involved there. Like, I think Florida, we were buzzing some of their guys this morning, like Nasir Johnson out of Dublin, Georgia. And then you got Amir Jackson at Portal. I mean, those are like tiny specks on the map. Both those guys are really impressive finds for Florida. So I'm a huge Ny Carr fan, really, really excited to see, what he does, where he ends up. I've heard his recruitment is it's a little bit different. Like he's on I don't know. He's just like a South Georgia kid. I think he like mows lawns in the off season on like one of those ride mowers. Like that's what he does. So kind of beats to his own drum.
They get them boys that NIL, man. Cutting grass. What do you? We got the comments. Everybody want to know about the mainland boys, Xavier Mincey and also LJ McCray. LJ McCray is actually going to be on Florida State's campus this weekend. What's the feel on those guys?
Yeah, so I was up there. This would have been 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was at their spring game. Every time I've been there, one of the big three's coaches has been in attendance, and LJ McCray. I mean, he's definitely going to be a riser for us. I think just when you look at him as a prospect, I mean, it's been pressure every snap, and that's what we wanted to see because he's got the measurables: 6'6", 260 pounds, 82-inch wingspan, elite testing numbers. But as a junior, he played 15 games and he had only 3 sacks. It's like, how does this isn't adding up? And then he's turned it on and flipped the switch. And I was talking to him after that game, and the vibe I got is like he has no idea where he wants to go. He listed the top 5, Florida State, Miami, Auburn, and Georgia, and he's like, I really don't have a bad option here. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, you really don't. I mean, Florida State, I think he's a scheme fit at all those schools, wherever you want to play him. Like, you can mold him into what you want. At Miami, you got Jason Taylor there. Florida State has been on him longer than anyone else. The first time I saw LJ McCray 2 years ago at their Seminole Showcase, so that's like their elite camp, and there was a ton of dudes there, and he was the alpha dog, and Florida State was really the only one in on him then. I think he likes Florida. I think with Florida, path to early playing time is absolutely there. I think in the scheme, he could be a 4-eye. You could kick him inside. You could stand him up if you wanted to early on. It's a battle. And I know he's talked about making a decision here on the 14th. I mean, my gut, and like, this is not a crystal ball. I don't have the crystal ball. Like, I think Florida State is kind of the one to watch just because they've been in it from the jump. And I'll add this. I think whatever he does, if he does make a commitment, he sticks by. If he decides on the 14th, right? I think people are going to fight for him all the way up to the early signing period. I think he's that good, he seems to be all over the place. So there's no reason for anyone to back off. In my
doubt. And what do you think about Xavier Mincey, his teammate?
I think Miami's kind of the buzz there, and he's another one. Like, he's not going to announce to the All-American Bowl in early January, so he's going to sign early. I think we should know early on. I mean, he's an athletically everything you want in a defensive back. Over 6'2", plays basketball, elite high jump numbers, tests off the charts. I think the big question with him is like, is he a safety? Is he a corner? He plays corner now. I view him more as a safety just because of his body type, but he's someone that I think in all 3 of these schools, like, he could play on getting that secondary relatively early. You look at Miami, potentially going to lose Cam Kitchens, James Williams. I think Miami would start him off at corner. Florida State, they start everyone off at corner, but he's kind of in the same mold as like an Azariah Thomas. And then Florida, they need an influx in that secondary. It's young. There are pieces I like in that secondary, but he's a guy that would elevate that room for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Y'all got any recruiting questions in your back pocket?
I'm just listening. This, you catching me up.
Yeah. This ain't.
I deal with them in the development and the foundation, but I'm learning something new.
I thought you guys were going to come on here and bring up whoever ranked whatever stars you guys were coming out of school.
You know what's crazy? Swear to God, I didn't want to be the one, but bro, I'm just saying, like, there was 7 receivers better than me coming out. Come on, bro.
How many?
27.
Man, look, hey, that's why I'm telling you my releases was better than yours, man. Look, I came out of school 140, and I think I was top 15 in the nation.
Bro, so
140 pounds soaking wet.
Do you think you underevaluated Ahmmon Richards in the process?
So Ahmmon was
you probably been in his era, huh?
He was before my time.
Oh, he was? Okay.
I'll say I get it all the time. Like, one time I was walking into a restaurant, and the guy, like, I don't know if he was a server. He's like, "Hey, you guys had me as a 3-star, and I'm like, I didn't even know your name, but like you're here, so we were probably not far off. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
so
Any I got one more question. Any potential flips, like any big time flips that's under the radar, or you could just say school that may be losing somebody, but give me some smoke, Andy.
One name, and this just came across my radar. Someone said something about potentially like Miles Graham. I have no idea there. I think Miles Graham.
Miles Graham.
I know. I was like, what is going on here? Like that. I was like,
there'll be some smoke in the city.
I was like, are you sure? But I think for Florida, like he is such a high floor prospect. The instincts I love with him. Like I could see him in the mix early on there. I don't know. We're interesting, right? So we're 3 months away from the early signing period, give or take.
Right.
I think out of all the quote unquote blue chip prospects, so that'd be guys, that are in the 247, the 300, the 250, whatever service you want to go by. And then, the 4 stars additionally, like only 9% of them aren't committed right now, which feels, relatively like a small number. I think the next few weeks, right, because the seasons are really going to dictate, all right, we're going to know who's for real, who's stacking up the losses. And I think that's when schools, now that there's been senior tape, they're going to smell blood in the water, right? And the flips are going to start to happen. Like that's just the way it's going to go. So I haven't really come across anyone. Like I wish I could kind of give you like an actual name that like there's some.
Miles Graham is hilarious though because his dad's Ernest Graham, so that's.
I'm not reporting
that's
that.
Hilarious.
That was
no. I'm with you.
I got a question. I got a question, Andrew. Because I deal with some of the high schoolers, and how hard is it for them nowadays to like drag out their decisions versus kind of they gotta almost damn near commit early?
Yeah,
because of the portal and these all this stuff.
So I think every kid is kind of, you got to understand, like you need sound advice and to understand your situation. Like some of these guys we mentioned, LJ McCray, Jordan Seaton, the longer you wait, the more options you're going to have. If like you play a premium position and like the measurables are there, the talent's there, like the arrow is pointing up, the longer you hold out, the more valuable you're going to be. But that only applies to, 2% of the prospects out there.
Right.
Okay.
And, with I think if you're a high school coach, you're a guy that, mentors kids, works with kids, trains kids, like the 85 rule is, them eliminating the counters. Like that is a positive. Like now there's going to be more movement. But when you get on campus, you're going to have to perform because roster turnover is going to be at an all-time high. Me personally, like I think this accelerated what it's become. Like I said, how many kids are committed? How many recruiting classes do you look at that are already at 20 and 25? We're taking away a huge aspect of the evaluation process. And I've bounced this off, Power 5 recruiting coordinators, coaches, and whatnot. You're taking away the senior season. A lot of these kids are going to mail it in, and then they're going to get on campus in January, and they're not going to be cut for it. And then now they're in the portal. So I think for a majority of kids, right, so not that 2%, the rest of them, you got to find the right fit, and you got to get on the field. And, I had a conversation with someone the other day, like at the group of 5 level, like, they want FCS transfers that have like proven themselves because they know that, hey, these guys have been in the weight room. Hey, they can handle themselves on a college campus and whatnot. So I think that's the big thing, finding the fit and then understanding it's just really now initially in this, but we're trending towards like an upward flow. And sure, it's been going on, but I think it's going to be even more FCS to group of 5 to Power 5. So, the pressure is certainly on, but them relaxing on that counter rule, I think is going to help a lot of young, student athletes.
Yeah. No, I was just shocked. I was like, damn, how many signing days y'all got? Yeah, they'd be messaging me like, hey, can you come to this? He'd be like, How many
Hey.
signing days is it now? You know what I mean?
We should just put early July, right? You're ready to take all these guys around July 4th. Let's put a signing day in right there. Bang.
Shoot.
I ain't mad at it. It would be perfect for me this year. I ain't gonna lie to you. If they was already signed and delivered, I'd be a lot more comfortable, Andy.
I thought you were gonna ask me. I thought you were gonna ask me about DJ Lagway.
That's the next question. Like, he having a big season. On this show, we've been it's a constant debate. Everything's a debate in the big three. So Luke Cromerhawk and DJ Lagway has been in debate. But give me what you thinking of them so far their senior year.
I mean, Luke has kind of been one of my guys from the jump, right? He didn't play quarterback really as a freshman and sophomore, and I think his second start, I saw him down in Miami, and I was like, I love this kid. I'm a big fan. I think he's got a huge ceiling. I think he fits Mike Norvell's offense in terms of like, all right, they're going to move him around. He's comfortable throwing on the run. He can absolutely rip the football. He's just going to need some seasoning. Oddly enough, if you watch him at Benedictine so far early on, like early in the season, like a run heavy offense, which you wouldn't expect. But they normally play later into the season. I think he's going to get more opportunities to throw the football. There are some head scratchers when you watch, the full games. You're like, all right, I don't agree with that, kind of what he's doing, but I love him. I think he's a guy that's is firmly in the conversation for a fifth star with us. DJ Lagway, Elite 11 finals. I remember sitting on the CBS Sports HQ set, and they're like, all right, whose ranking do you feel good about coming out of the Elite 11 finals? I said DJ Lagway. I think we had him at 43. I think it would have been easy after that 3-day exposure of them throwing not in pads to just where he struggled at times, but you saw the flashes. It would have been easy to sink him. But I think with what he could be, I'm a huge, he has one of my highest grades of the quarterbacks here in the 24 cycle. And then when you look at what he has done on the field as a senior, every year he's impressed his completion percentage. And I'm shooting from the hip here because I don't have it in front of me. I think he was like 50% as a sophomore, 60% roughly as a junior. And here as a senior, he's 70%. So I'm a big DJ Lagway fan. I'm a big Luke Cromenhoek fan. I'd probably have Lagway ahead of Luke personally in my rankings. I'm just one voice. That's how I see it. And I think Lagway, absolutely, you try to get him involved in 2024 because he's one of the most dynamic runners, and he's got a college ready frame. I mean, you see him in person, you're like, whoa. I mean, he's all.
I took a picture with him this summer, bro. That's a grown man body, bro. Like for real. He's a big. I think he reminds me a lot. Like I don't think they similar, different athleticism, but I think he comes in with that Jameis type, energy. He's a guy that from a leadership perspective, I think he's gonna be ready to play. It's gonna be interesting to see how hot Napier's seat gets. I know Florida's gonna want to see this kid. The fans are gonna want to see him. If that offense is still looking pedestrian next year with Mertz, it may get a little weird. They may have to put him on the field.
Well, why can't you use them like how they split it with Tebow and Leak early on, right? Get his feet wet, get some packages. I think that could help unlock some things on offense. I absolutely see him being capable of doing that, I guess I should say. And he's going to enroll early, right? I think he's going to go to the Under Armour game, and then he's going to get on 75 and show up in Gainesville in 90 minutes. So,
all right, nice, man. That's all I got, man. Appreciate you for hanging out with us, my guy. We got to do it again, man.
For sure, man. Yeah, for sure. I love talking guys. So, any of the prospects out there, I appreciate you having me on, and see you guys next time.
All right, man. We'll hit you up around early signing day and tap back in with you.
Okay, buddy.
All right, man. Have a good one. It's a legendary Andrew Ivins, the backpack kid, man. I've been podcasting. I've been doing this shit for a long time now that I look back on it, man. When he first started getting into this and he was young as hell with the backpack on, running around at camps, Elite 11s and shit. You know what I'm saying? You remember him? He didn't recruit when you was there, boy. He was a young
I
buck,
seen
bro.
him. I remember seeing him like coming out.
Always had that backpack on, man. Like getting it with a big ass camera on his side with a big lens. We haven't talked. Hey, y'all smash that like button. We got a lot of people in here hanging out with us, vibing. We appreciate all the love. Um, Smash that like button. That help us climb the algorithms.
Facts.
Same Energy Sunday is Sunday. Our recap show. Make sure y'all pull up and kick it with us. Each and every Sunday, we pull back up and talk about these lies we told in the preview show. I'm the only one that been lying so far. So let's talk some Miami. Joe Hamilton texted me and said that he had to back out. He had a high school game that he had to go announce at last minute. So no Joe Hamilton. We'll get him on. Maybe they play. Y'all play Georgia Tech? Florida State play Georgia Tech this year?
No, I don't think so.
No Joe Hamilton this year. Then
That was an upset. That's why.
No, they play next year in Ireland. One of them games in Ireland. Yeah,
That's
we got to
nasty.
open up Georgia Tech with Ireland.
You going?
I'm
I said you
looking
and Lion out to Ireland, bro.
No, seriously, we open up. I wanted it personally to be like a Notre Dame, but yeah, it's Georgia Tech.
I ain't gonna lie. My team was going to Ireland. I'll go to Ireland because that's the
No,
only time I'll probably go to Ireland.
Yeah.
It is true, and I hear they got good golf. So
This boy gonna golf everywhere, bro.
you hear
Golf
about
every-
these courses. People be going out there for 7-day trips just to golf.
I don't
Nah,
like
but
golf like that.
I like the upset. What you think, Silk?
Georgia Tech, I don't like the upset. No, they don't. They didn't look good. I checked them out a little bit. Let's talk about it. We'll break it down ourselves. No Georgia Tech guy, but we'll give you a hard time. So, this game is in Atlanta. You got an 8 p.m. game on the ACC
Ooh.
network. Oh, no, this is at home.
Yo, man, we about to stump the yard in
Oh,
our
my
black.
bad. I thought y'all was going to
That's
Atlanta.
a-
No, this is in
No, no, we
Miami
about to-
at Hard Rock. Okay.
And we handled business last year. That was last year with that bad team we had last year. We handled business. So I know we gonna step. We got the all black on. It's a funeral. You know, a lot of parents gonna be front row. You know, but they're just not a good team. Like I honestly, I think Georgia Tech was better when they had that wing T thing going on. That was the only thing that gave them an advantage. But this,
Yeah,
spread
y'all-
offense, throwing
yeah,
the ball down, it ain't
I
that.
think y'all definitely beat them boys. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna beat the shit out you. I'm gonna say it each week. These little cupcakes,
Now,
y'all
who,
keep
us?
playing. These cupcake teams y'all keep playing, man.
Oh my God! Listen,
They ain't gonna be battle tested, Kenny. They ain't gonna be ready.
Hey,
It's
them
like
boys gonna
practice.
them
Extra-
boys gonna be like that boxer. What's his name?
Oh my
Like,
God!
but fighting Canelo. Hey,
Charlo.
Listen,
yeah. Hey, that's how they gonna be.
Kenny, listen, man. I
Charlo
know,
was running
like,
his
I
ass
get
off,
it.
man.
I get
Hey,
it.
look. Hey,
I get it. I really do understand. You feel me? Like I get your thought process, but bro, when we meet, like you have to know business is gonna be handled. Like we bringing our suitcase, everything.
you going to the game?
Bringing their luggage.
Yeah, we're going to the game. We're gonna have a show or something, a live show. We need people there. It's gonna get rowdy up in there. Quick.
Man, going to your city.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
you
Put
know.
up in your city like confident like that, bro.
Man.
They got to smell your cologne, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there live in effect. You know they want me up there for that one dude I put up. You know,
Man, hey.
I can't even keep a straight face on.
All right, man. Let's talk this Georgia Tech game a little bit. I mean, we could try to be somewhat serious about it. Key players for Georgia Tech is Haynes King. So far, he's passed for 1480, 296 yards per game, 64.5% on his passes, collecting 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions on the season. He also has contributed to 176 yards on the ground, 41 carries, 1 touchdown.
Upset alert.
Listen,
Kenny will fling that upset alert out quicker than the bitch, boy. He got that shit on deck.
listen. I'm not gonna lie, that quarterback low key is throwing that thing around. I'm gonna keep it a stack.
Pause. Yeah.
But hey yo.
Yeah.
But okay, so stats is cool, right? But like sometimes the game tape just don't lie. You know what I'm trying to say? Like
Yeah.
the eye test, it always tell the truth. So right now, I mean, he has more stats than Drake May, Tyler Van Dyke, Jordan Travis. You know, but they can't really win no games, you know. So at the end of the day, he's throwing the ball around a lot of attempts. You know, that's their offense, really. I mean, they just sling it around, line up, throw the ball, which I do think is their downfall, to be honest. I don't think he has that arm talent, you know, or I guess the will the team to victory. And I think, you know, coming to a hostile environment, Hard Rock Stadium, you know, it might be rented, but I know I know a lot of people that rent. You know, I rent myself, so it's all good.
The renters aren't bad people.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, rent as a little stadium, but guess what though? It gets hostile in there. When you get to the stadium, funny. When you get to the stadium, right? And I'm just saying, like when we come out that smoke,
Yeah,
it's just
that's what
the
I be
energy
saying.
changes. The energy changes. You see me? So
y'all better keep getting better. Cause look, I'm telling y'all finna go through a hurricane y'allself.
we are the hurricane. What do you mean?
I'm telling
We in the
you,
storm.
North
We ready for
Carolina,
this.
Clemson,
We ready.
us,
We ready for this.
BC.
We're ready
Oh
for
man,
this.
y'all finna go through a category 4.
Oh my god! But we the category 5.
But y'all got Cam Kitchens back this week?
Logo.
He's back,
Right.
right? Cam Kitchen, is he
Yeah,
back
he's
this
back.
week?
Yeah, we got our guys back. Our defense, you know, I think honestly I like this game. Why? Because they throw. I mean, Kenny said that our DBs was like our weakest link. So I think a game like Georgia Tech, right, a weaker opponent that's going to throw the ball around, you're going to be forced to lock in for all 4 quarters. And I think that's what we're going to see. We're going to line up a man. We're going to play some zone here and there. But they just don't got enough athletes, man, on the field. That's just what it come down to, bro. Like their guys just aren't better than ours. And I could just, you know, go into a full-blown, you know, stat breakdown. But end of the day, Georgia Tech is Georgia Tech, you know.
Eric Singleton, I like that receiver they got. I think he's kind of explosive.
So, I mean,
we lost some money. You got scared when I said.
Wait, hold on.
There you go.
I blacked out. You guys can hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
They saved you from the lie. You're gonna say.
Nah, I was about to. Yeah, I probably was gonna lie, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there.
Eric Singleton, you like him? I think he's an
what I was
explosive wide
saying.
receiver that could cause some problems, man. He can get behind your defense here and there. Eric Singleton, the receiver they got.
I'm sorry, my thing keep blacking out. I don't know what's going on. Y'all can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you fine,
What
bro.
the hell? Yeah, it keeps resetting. Right, it's overheating. That's why. Okay. What was the question? I didn't catch that.
No, I was just saying Eric Singleton is a receiver. You're talking about your DBs, so
Yeah.
I was saying Eric Singleton is a receiver. I saw just watching some highlights and shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't about to watch no full game of Georgia Tech, bro. I got. It was, like I said, it was a rough week.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to add to it with Georgia Tech tape, but I did watch some highlights just to get a compressed, highlight reel of their season, and I thought he looked explosive and could get behind your secondary, but I just don't think they have enough weapons.
Yeah, I mean, one receiver, like you said, where he got 335, receiving yards so far in the season. He's their go-to guy. But when you're a team like Georgia Tech and he's the only guy that can make plays, I mean, it's really not that hard for a team like Miami, a tougher opponent, to game plan and just keep him in check. Probably roll the safety to that side a little bit. But I honestly, I can't see one way they can beat us unless.
Yeah.
I can knock on wood. One of our guys go down,
just need a boatload of turnovers or like penalties. Like
exactly.
Self-inflicted wounds. The only way that Miami loses this game, they can't stop the run. I think you guys gonna be able to run on them like no problem. Like moving the ball is just not gonna be an issue, and I don't see how they generate points. So.
Yep. Exactly.
Give me the spread is 20 points. 20 and a half is what they got it at. Y'all think they cover? Give me y'all score.
So, I personally think just the way the philosophy is, I know we're not gonna let our foot off the gas. So I'm going with another. I think it's gonna be 41-17 victory. We're gonna handle business, but I think we put up 40 points again. Their defense ain't gonna be able to stop us one lick. They're gonna, they throw the ball around so much that they're gonna eventually, grab some points. Here and there throughout the game, probably mainly in the third, fourth quarter when the game's out of reach. But we're stepping. Don't take GT for points. You crazy?
I might take them GT points. I'm lying. I don't bet. Do not listen to me about betting. I don't want y'all to go lose y'all money. I just be talking shit. I do not gamble. But what you
Coming
got?
off a bye week, Mario gonna have them locked in. See, this thing when you come off a bye week, the coaches overemphasize like coming out strong, coming out fast, and leaving off where you left off. So, and the great teams do it. Kenny, no,
But you saying Kenny that might be partying? Y'all ain't
Yeah,
hit.
you said
Y'all ain't hit
y'all
live.
gonna be partying more than us.
Y'all ain't hit live. You know the boys hit live.
I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Little 11.
I ain't gonna lie.
Huh?
We enjoyed ourselves out there.
That's what I'm saying. They gonna party more than us.
But we live in this type of city. See what I'm saying? So it's regular. But y'all in Tallahassee, you know y'all boys don't go out like that, man. Y'all pop to them local bars, you know, and it's exciting. You know what I'm saying? This
See,
is
hey, you don't even know. Look, hey, you can get lost in Tally. You don't even know.
I heard about Tally. I got some friends that go to Tally. You know, they tell me about it a little bit, but
I think 2410 and they managed the clock.
2010 who?
GT.
Man, hey, Silk.
We got drug test Kenny, bro.
Bro, you
Hey,
have
they
to
managed the clock. They played slow game.
24-10.
Just don't let them jump out on y'all.
How they
That's
gonna
all
jump
I'm
out of us?
They throwing it around the yard a little bit. They could score first and make it nervous in the rock, bro.
A&M did the same thing, man. They got up 14-3. We came back. We hung 40.
Did you really bring up A&M?
Because that's our greatest victory this year. So that's all I got.
Of the last 3 years.
Listen, if A&M beat Bama, just know I'm gonna come in here lying crazy about that win.
That's not far fetched. Bama is not a good football team right now.
But hey, the logo, you know what I'm saying? Like Bama.
Yeah. You still got flex about it. I feel you.
I'm gonna drag that logo. I'm gonna drag that logo for sure.
I got a question for you. That's what I wanted to ask you. What's up with Mario in the depth charts? He don't really respect depth charts and shit like that. Where he at with it?
As far as like releasing them, like who?
Yeah, he put the same one out since week 1. He ain't really changing shit.
Honestly, is it like illegal to do so, or is it just
no.
It's like courtesy thing. I never heard about like not doing it or updating it.
I don't. I would like to know like what's the coach's culture with that. Like
it's like a chess game.
Yeah, I guess it has to be like you gotta like do your homework and really watch film and see who's hurt, who's playing, who's not. Like I guess he making them do a little extra legwork. You know,
they got some people in the building who do that. So it's almost like it is like an integrity thing. Like, hey, I know he hurt, so are you gonna show the world? Are you gonna?
I don't blame it. Hey, whatever. If I'm a coach and I can make another coach think an extra minute,
that shit don't work. We lied to Kentucky last week and said Eugene Wilson was playing and starting, and that shit ain't worked. We ain't tricked nobody.
It don't make sense, honestly. Now that you say it, because like honestly, like you get to the game and you see who playing and not, so it's kind of like, I mean,
once the ball, I mean, he don't line up, then you're like, oh, I wonder if they hiding him behind the center, like what? Like
I think it's
he's
more
gonna play or not, bro. We talking preparation.
I think it's more hitting with like a quarterback or like say if it's a Heisman
type
contender, Heisman type.
Yeah.
They're gonna hide the hell out of that shit. So
yeah. Now when I was injured my sophomore year, a lot we used to like wait till like the day before and be like,
yeah, they're gonna go.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like to wait till the last
starters, they're gonna go the day before because you got to think about it too. Like that second string ain't got that smoke like that.
Yeah.
So
honestly, it's more for the players, to be honest, bro. I think honestly, like the players be more so thinking about who they gonna go against, right? If you just drop in the same depth chart, that player probably thinking about, man, is this receiver gonna play today? Is he not? Is he not? Man, you get a game day, right? You see him line up.
We used to do test. We used to do tests, receiver tests, and have to do DBs and tell something about them in weak spot. And I ain't give a damn who the hell was playing because if they out there, they got to get it.
Yeah. They got to get this work, right?
Yeah.
If they out there.
Yeah. It don't
but
matter who
it is one of them good feelings, though. You be like, oh, the quarterback out?
Yeah. I know. You know, he's saying, oh, they best receiver out. Oh, I bet you feeling good.
Finna run it up a little
game
bit.
Day come out, he line up in it, he strap his uniform up. We like, damn, he is playing.
Hey, y'all smash that like button. Smash it. It don't cost nothing to show love. You know, if you haven't smashed it, bro, you just hating. And that don't make sense. You enjoy the content. You vibing here. You kicking it. Don't cost nothing to show love. Hit that like. I want to ask you, Kenny. Both of you guys, but Kenny, you work with these athletes, with high school players, developing them. Right now, they're about to pass. Georgia already passed where high school players to get NIL. It's on the horizon for Florida. What's your opinion on, some of these high school players making more than their coaches? Because that's what's about to happen.
My opinion is, honestly, Georgia been ahead of us. Shoot, high school coaches, they stipend is $2,400 a full season, on the average, and that's from June to that's from spring ball to December, and got Georgia coaches getting six figures, so it was bound to have them get that before us. But in a sense, that's going to be super hard for a player. So it's needed, but not every player gonna get it. Probably like 2% of a team gonna get it. You have to be a dynamic ass player to get those numbers that people thinking and hearing and comparing to the college numbers. It's not gonna
I
be the
think,
same.
I think like the big boy programs, like the ones that are high,
Yeah,
like the American Heritage, the St. Thomas Aquinas, even the Carroll City Chiefs, and
yeah,
those type of programs, and then they recruit in high school as well. It's gonna get interesting, bro. With these kids being able to, and even attach themselves with like the bigger brands like Nike and stuff like that. Oh, these 7-on-7 tournaments and all these brands, bro. They could go straight to these athletes,
it
bro.
is.
I like it, but there's a lot of like outside of like what we were talking about right now with who could
I,
get it. I
yeah,
think from just from an ego standpoint, giving these young boys like that type of bread, like, it may could be a hindrance as well to their development.
it's definitely a hindrance, and it's like it's one the negative part of it is, like I say, 2% gonna get it. So whoever is around
Jealousy.
that player,
Yeah.
jealousy big time. Jealousy and just attention. Like that player might not can go to school, type shit. So on a positive note, I think it expands a player's livelihood, coming from their situation or whatnot. You know what I mean? So it exposes them to different part of life, and it gets them to learn about stuff we didn't really learn about until adulthood.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's
But
gonna be interesting.
yeah, I don't
What you-
know. I don't even know how I would be as a player in high school, making more than
Bro,
my coach.
high school making like crazy money is crazy when you think about it. Like dudes gonna be making more than their parents, bro. Like,
I'm telling you, bro.
but like,
Yeah, 15, 16, 17, dog. It's gonna be
yeah,
crazy.
But you know what? Hey, if they elite and they earned it, that means that they got a good support group around them,
How
whether
does
it be
that
grandma.
work though? Like, do the parents control the money because they're not adults? Like, how does that? I want to know like how to
I,
like the
I would
business
I
of
would
it
say
work.
I would
I'll
say
put
a
moms
smart
out. Hey, this my house now. Like,
I would say a smart parent would get somebody on their
now you
team
got a
to
curfew, moms.
yeah.
I pay the
Nah,
bills around here.
for real, I think a smart parent gets somebody more financial literacy when it comes to that stuff, and just they got to protect that young man or woman, whoever it is. But they definitely parents got to take a control,
yeah,
guardian, whomever it is. Kid can't do all that by themselves.
yeah.
No doubt. No
Too much
doubt.
money, man. Dudes
It's
thinking
gonna
how
be them sharks. Them sharks gonna be swimming, man.
Oh, they
hey,
swimming. It's about to go crazy in Florida with all this NIL shit, especially South Florida. What's up, Abon?
now I'm gonna say, Kenny, you remember high school, man, when dudes thought like $5 for lunch was crazy.
Man,
It was about to be
I
getting
thought
fifty
I
thousand
thought
in
haircut
a
money. I thought haircut money for the week
What?
was something, man. You
Scratch
gotta
that
stretch.
shit,
Make that
boy.
thing stretch.
Scratch that shit, boy.
Yeah,
Listen.
Man,
That's
dad,
how I
give me
learned how to cut my own hair, bro. My mom give me the haircut money. I said, bro, I'm not taking this to no barber. I'm
nah.
about
That
I'm
hey,
gonna cut this shit myself, bro.
that's when McDonald's they had a dollar menu and stuff, so you can really stretch that
yeah,
thing.
hey, a cheeseburger at the school, you know what I'm saying? Some
Yeah,
fries. That's about $2-3. Man, you good for the week.
Nah,
already.
I ain't gonna lie though. Like, yeah, that's gonna change the game in a sense because
Yeah. You gonna see who really want to go to the NFL
Somebody
though.
said that's why I'm bald, bro. That's fucked up, man. I'm bald because of my genetics, bro. Like that probably is why I'm bald. I push my hairline back. What do y'all thought? What do you? This is in your area. I don't know if you've seen this. Either one of you seen this, but there was a 12U football team. They released. It was like a
oh,
fight after practice
that was in the Popka, yeah.
in Apaka. And then the kid go gets a gun out of his mom's car, shoot 2 of his teammates. They said there was some bullying involved, but thank God neither one of the kids died. At first, I thought someone passed away, but neither one of the kids died. But what do you like? I don't even know how to process all of that. But what's your opinion of?
When I watched it, I just thought about rap lyrics. That's all I thought about. Only thing I could think about is the kid trying to like live up to like what he hearing in music. Because there was no reason, right, at that younger age, you run to a car, grab a strap, and start busting at a dude uncontrollably. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I mean,
forget music,
it wasn't
man.
getting jumped or it wasn't nothing crazy, right? I mean, you so young. I mean, what you felt like your life was in danger or something? No, I felt like it was more so, maybe what he listened to. He just wanted to prove a point to, all the young kids who was like, as you see, running around with him, hyping up the fight or whatever the case may be. And I just felt like, a little peer pressure led him into doing something very stupid. I think that was his mom that was yelling at him and getting on him. My question is like, why was the gun loaded like that in the first place? Like he just
So
grabbed
easy
it.
to get to.
Yeah, like he grabbed it and turned around, and next thing you know, dude getting blasted. I'm like,
He knew where the fire was at.
yeah, and he knew it was loaded, caught ready. Like
Yeah.
it was
Man,
very
hey,
at that
man,
young age, it's crazy for
you blame that on like so many different factors. I think the biggest one was just coaching and mentorship out there. It's like, you if you see some bullying or whatnot, cancers on the team, you got to nip that in the bud. For a player to pull a gun, that's an excessive amount of anger.
Yeah.
And that ain't the first time they don't seen that boy getting bullied or whatnot. They said, and you can see they was going to run up on him
Yeah.
until he ran to the car.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of things. I think
It's
it's
a lot to
guidance.
unpack. Yeah,
It's a
lot to
guy.
unpack.
The biggest one. Hey, I take that back. Ar, as a father, I think the biggest one is the lack of guidance from the male.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, father in that young man life, he finna make no impulsive decision like that. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
he ain't got nothing but to go off them rap lyrics and
Exactly.
what he see from his surroundings. So it's just unfortunate because he got an attempted murder on his first record.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And he doing 21 days. You know what I mean? Because I kind of deal with the DCF folks and whatnot in all these areas. And
It's interesting if that's like still some type of form of self-defense, though.
Yes and no. The thing is, his looseness and his willingness to know to grab a gun. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing where it's like he's of age.
What if they charge the mom, if anything, because there's a lot of negligence there with having that gun.
That's in the factor too, and that's where how DCF gets involved because it's like how much is he seeing, how much is he being accustomed to in his. I want to see how he growing up now. You know what I mean? Like, so it's bad all over. You can tell the mom just like, God damn, like I'm just trying to make it.
Yeah.
A woman can't raise no man. You know what I mean?
And that's just it right there.
Yeah,
like, that's just the facts of the matter, bro. Like I think family order is very important to building any society. Like you gotta have family, and that family dynamic of a father, mother in a home is very important to not just like that particular home, but the entire community. I don't like to blame like music for like mistakes or anything like that, but it is what it is. It is what it is, bro. Like music is definitely, it affects my mood. Music is energy. That is an exact thing. Like if you spiritual and you into that world, like that's the department that Satan was over. You know what I'm saying? Was the music. So I do think like the culture of our music is thrown off. In Orlando, Central Florida, there's just been a lot of like shooting, and if it's in the form of self-defense, then that's what it is. But we gotta react differently to being angry. Like there's a way to process things. To have communications, to get to some resolution without being violent towards each other. There's a lot of self-hatred that we gotta check ourselves with. I think we spend a lot more energy on racism than we do on our own self-hate, the way we treat each other. If we spent that type of energy on ourselves like we did when other people treat us wrong, I think we'll be in a better position, man. So, like, I'm with you guys, man. You could tell there's a lack of father in that situation, and then just reacting like that when you're angry We see that a lot. Like I have friends that lost their lives like that, and also in prison for similar situations. Man, just reacting while angry. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be able to, calm things down,
And the
process
thing,
things,
and the
not look
thing
at each
is,
other as enemies
yeah,
so much. Like we be ready to kill each other over anything. Like
Anything.
that's
anything.
that's the part that you really like. It throws you off with how much anger you can be in somebody so young like that. Because back in the day, I'm angry or whatnot, I want to fight you. Now that boy went for that gun so
Fast.
Another
fast
thing
and
too,
just
and you see cameras is out. Kids don't want to take no lumps on
yeah.
the camera, bro. Like that stuff goes viral. Like the
Mhm.
whole culture, all of it, all social media plays a big part in people pulling pistols and not wanting to take L's in the fight.
So that
When we
tell
fought,
you,
it was no cameras. Like it's a different era
right.
when we was kids. Like you just lost at the park, everybody talked about it.
Mhm.
Now the whole world can see it and it could go viral. So
Yeah,
nobody want to take L's.
Exactly.
yeah. So that tell you how much it was instigating, how much people were just like they knew that stuff. They knew something. They
Bullying.
probably didn't know he was gonna pull out a gun, but
Yeah.
They knew
like I
someone
said,
could come on.
it's unfortunate because we are killing our community and we just man, it's sad because it's every time you cut on the internet, you got young. We ain't talking about like 25 plus. We talking about these just under 21 capital murder
Facts.
charges and attempted murder, and it's like,
Yeah,
damn,
young
like you couldn't even steal a piece of candy first before you went for that big boy charge, and then the truth of the reality is, once them doors slam, that's when reality kick in.
Man. Hey, let's get up out of here, man. I don't like to end on anything too crazy, but I did want to talk about that. That's right in our backyard, in our area, and that was like big news, man. That's sad, man. That ruined my morning. When I woke up, that was one of the first things I saw, and it kind of ruined my morning. It was like, bro,
And
that's
still,
just
these pop warning games too are like they,
intense. I'm out
yeah,
there. Yeah,
it is.
like
I didn't think about.
every game I done been to, it been like almost with like some blows got thrown. Either
Yeah,
coaches, players, parents, like uncles, like they also got to start checking the Yeti cups. People be out that bitch drunk, man. But
yeah. Hey, hey, big boy bets on it. I said, what? This is crazy.
Oh, Lord.
man, we was in Fort Pierce last week and they was cheating. Everybody came to that park. So the game before we played, Jupiter was like they coaches was about to fight the refs, the other coaches. It was a whole thing because a lot of times the refs be from that area. So they had like Jupiter leaving, they warning us. And I'm watching them about to fight, and we ran into a lot of issues with play calls that game. But thank God, like our team just wasn't on that type of tip. But it could have easily went that way. The energy be high out there. You know what I'm saying? I be chill, bro. Like I look at it differently. Like this is not my Super Bowl. I tell my son, this is not the Super Bowl. This is a developmental process. It ain't just about winning out here and winning these. We want to win, but that's not what it's about. And people get that angry at a Pop Warner game, it just be like, bro, like what do you have going on where this gets you that mad?
Man, hey, that be their lively. Hey, I get it though. 'Cause some of that be their livelihood, and I get it. Like that was the only source that was gonna get me out. So I see,
Yeah,
but they playing through the kids. It's like, man, at least let
that's
the
when it's
kids.
nasty.
Yeah,
That's when it's nasty, playing through the kids, man. All right, let's get up out of here, man. Any shout outs before we get out of here? What them hunks doing? Y'all
Man,
moving shit?
we still move. We moving. We cranking up. Like I said, man. Anyone using college chunks in Miami, just use code 82. We'll hook you up with a nice discount. For the entire month of October. It's getting spooky. We winning, so I'm feeling good. That's all. Spooky,
Getting spooky. Hey, real quick before you get your shout out, the tailgates and the vlogs, we're gonna be kicking it. October 21st is a big weekend. We also finna get some ticket giveaways for both of those games. For Florida State and the Clemson game, Clemson Miami game, Florida State Duke. We're gonna do some ticket giveaways, do a pair of tickets for each game. But tap in with these guys. They're gonna be out there vlogging on the scene, kicking it, getting y'all some visuals. Check our vlogs out on this page if you haven't. If you're new to this channel, we do vlogs that are in like game day experiences. I'm gonna be at the Arkansas game in November 4th, and we're gonna do the Florida game at the end of the season. We're gonna ruin them boys' shit. You know what I'm saying? Right there in the swamp. That's how it goes down, man. We just, deflate that shit.
Crazy. That Sunday would be insane on here.
I need it, bro. I
that'll
ain't
be
counting
all.
on it, but I need it.
That's gonna be an early Christmas present, boy. That boy gonna be happy. But it
Yo,
ain't happening.
yeah.
Man.
Shout out to Randy Washington in the comments. We do got Skid Row on the way. Them 3 L's is coming to Miami, man. You gotta worry about it.
Hey, he's lying, man. He don't even believe that.
The Skid. It's on the way. As soon as y'all get in this ACC play, we're gonna see what it is.
So
I'm praying on your downfall. I gotta pray on both of y'all. Y'all been laughing at me and shit about my 2 L's. I need some get back. So all I could do is just pray that you guys lose.
I give it to you, man. You got the whole world after you, man. Because y'all are bad, truthfully, but you also, it's like they've been on you since.
Oh, I like it. I ain't man. As long as it ain't personal, I'm cool with it, man. I'm just chilling.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all a part of this show. That's what it's about. I've done 2, 4, and 8 seasons, Kenny. I'm Teflon. Like, I'm been doing this too long, dog. Now I'm at the point in life, like, I tell myself, like, old people shit. Like, how many more falls I got? I got to enjoy all these motherfuckers. How many more football seasons I got? It could be my last one. You just never know, bro. So I'm going to enjoy all these shit.
You can't see no more shit like that, Sweet Baby Ray. That gonna make
I'm glad
mad.
Ray has been in college about 10 years like Jordan Travis. Yeah. I'm so glad he about to go get him an adult job and some bills, man, some responsibilities.
Hey, that's gonna make you mad. That's gonna make you mad right there.
If he find a way to get a 7-year, bro, I'm just gonna count that as an L next year. Any shout outs, Kenny?
Shout out to Knoll Nation. We're coming off this bye week strong, I think. Glad to be back in Doak.
How was oh my bad, I thought you was done.
Go ahead.
How was your golfing with the Jit? You took a Jit out on some mentor with the golfer, right?
Hey, that boy was smiling the whole way. I was golf a little bit, like life a little bit. You have your ups and downs, but once you hit that one good shot, you feel like you got some hope. And just seeing them get that one good shot, because you're gonna suck your first time. Let's be honest.
Facts.
You might get 2 good shots, but he had that 1 or 2 good shots, and he just smiled. You can see that it was a new outlet for him, and
gave him a reason to go home and tell everybody he hit a hole in one.
Yeah, man, for real though. But it was one of them things where it was I felt good introducing it to a young kid like that, because they don't see that often where they grow up at. And shoot, I didn't, but if I can have the resources to do it now, why not? So now he gonna get his golf swag up, because he liked my my dunks, my golf dunks. So he said he gonna get his style up. So hopefully we get more of these young men and women on the train and just get out there and vibe.
No, that's great exposure for our culture. Like, golf is just not in our community. Like, that's an expensive sport. So dope stuff that you're doing, bruh. I appreciate all that type of energy.
They are unique. They are. I can beat you in that.
In what, golf?
Definitely.
I don't think so.
Y'all boys hoop? Y'all hoop? We gotta go hoop.
Definitely.
I know Lion been talking to you crazy about
man,
hoop.
Lion be dead ass serious, man.
Lion think he can take you to the hoop, man. He think he can take you to the cup.
Lion about to make me go buy some basketball shoes for real now.
I got them in the closet ready.
I'm ready to hoop.
I want to lace them up.
Man, I only had so many basketball shoes, and then I'm about to get him for Lion, because he be talking crazy.
And Lion be talking like he like Iverson out here, bro. I gotta see what it is.
And he don't realize I'm more aggressive on the court, so I'm.
Yeah, football players on the court be sometimes dangerous though. Like, you know what I'm talking about. So many
no, it is.
players.
It is. Yeah. We used to almost get in fights at our little rec center in the springtime, but.
Hey, man, we appreciate all y'all for hanging out with us. Everybody in the comments, come hang out with us, man. It's the culture. It's the vibes. We're going to do content. We're going to cover the big 3 our way. We're going to bring on dope people like Andy Ivins and these other writers to give us whatever inside takes that we have and we can get for you guys. Outside of our takes and perception, we want to bring you other perceptions and, perspectives. Smash the like button one more time. Retweet our tweets. Same energy Sunday as Sunday. We'll be back here with a couple of L's from Miami and Florida State, and we're going to talk some shit. Upset City? All right, let me start lying. We out of here.